This is an iTalk 1067 Sports exclusive. Local sports are on iTalk 1067 and online at iTalk1067.com. Local sports is presented by Sholo Ford.
The 40, the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Cougars. Kicks it out for Reisdorf. Reisdorf got the three.
Fastball grounded to third. Backhanded fair ball thrown home.
It's a fair ball. No one covering third and scooting over. Oh, that's Casey Kelly blocked by Greatness.
Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass,
the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. 16-7-1 is the record, and Madison, like I said, she's a new young coach. Said she's having a lot of fun this year. She said her keys of the game are not to pop up. She said they've been working on line drives all week, and so she really wants to come out here and be able to drive the ball around the field. She also thinks that it's key that her defense, shuts down the other team on offense, which seems like probably something both these teams would be working on. But those are a couple things that she mentioned. And then on the other side, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Noelle Stratton of the Snowflake Lobos, and she simply just said one thing: hit the ball. And so, she said the team that comes out here and hits the ball in these championship games is the team that's going to win. And so that's what she's coaching up her team to do in this Elite Eight matchup.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. That's our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith next time you're locked out of your car, or you just need a key replaced any hour of the day, of the night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations: Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. And we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back for the pregame national anthem and the lineups. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide, iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear. How long do you want?
2 minutes at least.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Seven 6329.
We're out here at Rose Mofford Field, Rose Mofford Complex. Ron, you had gotten a chance last weekend. We were just out here. We were talking about some of the history behind Rose Mofford.
Yeah, Rose Mofford, sounded like a great lady. She was the first lady governor of the state of Arizona, and she was a professional softball player, and they dedicated this field to her. And she passed away last year, but they've dedicated this field to her.
Right on. Well, interesting history there, and what a privilege it is to be out here this evening, and of course back home. Ron and I were making fun of our family members back home last weekend. We were here and it was 72 degrees and it was snowing back at the house, but now here we are this weekend and it's 72 degrees back at the house and it's 107 out here or something. So yeah, it's funny how the tables have turned.
I know, exactly. Hey, let's take a real quick look, Blake, dig back into our Ace Hardware, some of the keys of the game for these two teams here. We've had some stats that we were able to pull up that were reported through Max Preps, and here before we have our lineups and coaches meeting, we can dig into some of this. When you're looking at batting, you're going to, especially on the Snowflake side, you're going to look to no other than Thomas. Sorry, try to get my sheets here.
Kaylee Thomas.
Kaylee Thomas, there you go, number 2. She's a sophomore, batting .426 on the season, so when coach says we want to get the bats out, we want to hit, certainly they're going to be looking to Kaylee. Batting .406 on the season is number 8, Shaylee Hensley. We've covered a few Snowflake games, and so we're accustomed to calling Hensley's name out quite a bit. Batting .406 on the season. We'll see how she comes out and do. And then just to wrap up our 400 hitters here, the 400 club for the Snowflake Lobos, Haley McCray, number 15, is a sophomore, batting .402. A lot of youngsters for the Snowflake team that they're looking to come out and get the sticks going. On the Yuma Catholic side, Blake, they have a few batters that are batting over 400 also. You're going to probably hear a lot of Jessica Padilla tonight. Jessica is a senior. She's batting .440 as reported on the Max Prep stats. Also, number 10, Jocelyn Hernandez is a freshman. She leads the team in the batting average at .482, batting .482, so we'll certainly see her up to the plate tonight. And rounding out the top 3 hitters for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks is number 15, Natalie Hernandez, a sophomore, batting .469. And so there's just some of the hitters that we expect to see some things happening tonight in this matchup.
That's right, and we had a little bit of an advantage with the Snowflake team being able to cover a couple of their games before. Yeah. And looking at Kaylee Thomas, just a couple of the last games that we covered, her stats as far as that goes, looking at .462 just with the last few games that we've covered, 3 stolen bases, and so staying true to her overall stats for the season.
Yeah, Breckley Tanner is going to be on the mound tonight for the Snowflake Lobos. Excuse me. Breckley's ERA on the season, she's a senior, is 3.93. We might be able to pull up what her streak is in the last few games that we've covered her, but certainly Breckley is their #1 pitcher, and she's going to be on the mound tonight for the Lobos. Pitching for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks is Alyssa Mattis. Alyssa, number 12, is a senior. And we're going to peek on over and see what she's been throwing this year. Pitching, Mattis is actually ERA of .73. So we'll see what happens there. She's got 10 wins, 2 losses, and so we might be in for a real treat to see here what the Yuma Catholic brings from the pitching mound.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what these girls are throwing as far as caliber of speed goes. We had a chance earlier to clock some of the. We were taking a look at the Benson team from Benson, Arizona, out playing Paradise Valley Panthers just earlier, and Benson won that game in the 7th inning.
Stud pitcher, yeah.
Great pitcher, and she was clocked in about 60 mile an hour on her fastball, as well as Paradise Valley, right up in that same range, 55, 58. Miles an hour according to our radar gun. And so
again, when Camden mentioned it a couple broadcasts ago, you get up to that upper speed where you can actually begin to see the ball rise when it's coming in. It's been real impressive, Blake. I know we've been impressed, just the level of athletes that are out here in these state finals playing all the way around us has just been impressive. Just seeing the level of competition rise, from preseason when you got some of those blowouts to coming into something like this where these games are tight and everybody's got to bring their best.
Yeah, one of the things about this level of play as well is smart softball. I mean, you have to make smart decisions. Everything's not just about get up there and hit, but it's about making a smart decision on what kind of hit you're going to hit. What happened last time I was up against this pitcher and that kind of thing. So we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the national anthem in the lineup. So you're listening to Shuttle Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back in a minute.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
And welcome back to Rose Mofford Sports Complex here in Phoenix, Arizona, the lovely Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to Shuttle Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. This is Blake Murchison, backstop alongside Ron Everingham as we watch the Snowflake Lobos head off the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
Doesn't get any better than this, right?
That's right.
Here. Nice to be here. Got an amazing broadcast crew with us tonight. Kids from the White Mountain Youth Production crew and others that we pulled in to join us in this broadcast. So we're looking forward to tonight bringing you the sights and the sounds all over this field, going all over to wherever you're watching and listening in. If you are on our YouTube channel, you can make sure you make a little chat comment down there. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe some observations, some things that you're picking up that we're not seeing, that type of thing, and we'll be peeking in on all of that as you guys comment what's going on.
So here we are at the quarterfinals as we look for a team to advance here to go off to the semifinals, which will be held
right here.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. And I think their last matchup goes, the championship game goes over to the ASU softball field. And so it's a great time to celebrate student athletes. They're out here. This is like pinnacle of the season for these guys, and it's a lot of fun, and they're looking forward to it. With that, we're going to turn it over to the public address announcer, Tyler Ebel.
Here in Phoenix.
for the
2017
lineups.
AIA 3A State Softball Championship Tournament. Tonight's quarterfinal game features the number 7 seed, Snowflake Lobos, taking on the number 2 seed, Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. Now introducing the designated visiting team, the Snowflake Lobos. Beginning with the non-starters, number 7, Kennedy Hensley, and number 9, Taryn Flake. Starting for the Lobos, leading off, center fielder, number 2, Kaylee Thomas. Batting second, the catcher, number 10, Shanae Stratton. Batting third baseman, number 3, Jessica Neff. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 8, Shaylee Hensley. Batting fifth, second baseman, number 6, Hallie Bauer. Batting sixth, designated player, number 15, Hallie McCray. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 1, Breckley Tanner. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 12, Chandler Johnson. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 4, Riley Hensley. And the flex player, right fielder, number 5, Sydney Bauer. Head coach of Snowflake is Noelle Stratton. Assistant coaches Suzanne Berger and Megan Powers. And now introducing the designated home team, the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. Non-starters are number 2, Mia Sterenberg, number 4, Dre Barajas, and number 16, Itzuri Felix. Starting for the Shamrocks, batting first, shortstop, number 6, Jessica Padilla. Batting second, center fielder, number 7, Sandra Felix. Batting third, the pitcher, number 12, Alyssa Matus. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 10, Josie Hernandez. Batting fifth, left fielder, number 11, Brianna Wiley. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 15, Natalie Hernandez. Batting seventh, catcher, number 14, Kayla Browning. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 8, Faith Sandoval. And batting ninth, first baseman, number 9, Emily Rowlandson. Head coach of the Shamrocks is Madison Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
And that's our starting lineups for the game. We're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem. We'll be back for the start of the game. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You think glass? Think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 1067 K.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, Rose Mofford Sports Complex, as we're out here live watching the Snowflake Lobos take on the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. And the start of this quarterfinals game here. Winning team moving on to the semifinals. As the Shamrocks take the field, having the home court advantage this afternoon. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. And as we start things off this inning, we'll take a quick look at Northland Pioneer College when it comes time to start off your college education. Choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And then, Ron, that's right in our hometown of Shola, Arizona.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a way to, smart thing to do, save a little money, stay at home, and they do a great job over there at Northland Pioneer, so right in our own backyard.
Oh, and they also have one in Snowflake. They have
all over the place, all over the
so.
state, up in north central Arizona.
Leading off for the Snowflake Lobos, center fielder number 2, Kaylee Thomas.
And so here we go. We've got Kaylee Thomas is going to step up to the plate for the Lobos as we start off the gameplay here. And she'll step out of the batter's box for just a second, regroup. On the mound, we have Alyssa Mattis. First pitch is in, strike one called as Thomas watches that.
Kaylee Thomas, that 426 batter that we talked about, she's in that slap stance where she's going to, kind of get a running start on this thing. Slap hitter.
And the pitch is hit softly to the third base side, but it will roll just foul before picked up by Josie Hernandez.
Blake, I wish there was slap hitting when I played because I was really slow, or I am really slow. And it kind of, it's kind of nice because you can get a head start.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably didn't care because you were probably fast. But, then the other problem is I couldn't bat left-handed, so.
Yeah, you still have to hit the ball, though, I think, regardless.
Although, if I would have been running as a slap hitter from the right side, I would have walked every time.
And that pitch was swung on and missed by Thomas for strike number 3, and that'll retire her.
One out.
That's going to be one out. It's going to bring up to bat
Number
10.
Shanae Stratton.
That's Shanae Stratton. She's a 349 hitter on the season.
We've seen Stratton hit quite a few in the last couple of games, Ron.
Oh, she sprayed the ball
nice
all over
line
the place.
drives
Yeah.
over the infield. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
So Alyssa Mattis on the mound for the Shamrocks. Doing a great job. She's a senior.
And Stratton for the Lobos is our catcher starting off this game. And here's the pitch from Mattis. It's hit on, contact's made, it's going out to the outfield, but a diving catch by Faith Sandoval, right fielder for the Shamrocks, puts out number 2 on the board.
It's going to have to go down as a possible play of the game right there. Smooth as glass play of the game, that dive. It's going down the first base line there. Nice diving catch there by Faith Sandoval of the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
Brings up Jessica Neff to the plate for the Lobos, and she makes contact over to the left side of the field, third base line, but it's going to roll just foul for strike number 1. And again, Ron, as we've seen out of the whole season so far with this Lobos team, they come out swinging the bats right away.
Well, that's a philosophy that we talked about there with Coach Noelle Stratton, just preaching to her kids this week just to come out and hit the ball. So.
Pitch is fouled up into the backstop for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Jessica Neff up to the plate for the Lobos. And the delivery from Mattis. It's swung on and missed for strike number 3.
Wow, Mattis coming out and delivering as promised with that ERA, so nice pitch in there.
That'll retire the side. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball, iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We'll be.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, Rose Mofford Sports Complex. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide, iTalk1067.com. As we enter the bottom of the first inning, bringing up the Shamrocks from Yuma Catholic to the plate. No score as of yet. 3 up, 3 down for the Lobos, their first at bat.
So now we get our first opportunity to take a look at the coach Madison Miller's team that she says has been working all week on line drives, and so they'll see how they'll be able to do here with Breckley Tanner on the mound for the Snowflake Lobos. And these teams haven't seen each other yet this year, Blake. We did a little research, and the Shamrocks coming from the 3A Metro, and of course the Snowflake Lobos coming from the 3A East, matching up in this Elite 8 matchup.
And the first pitch from Tanner's in, bunted on, straight back up to the mound, is going to be thrown over to first.
Oh, wow.
For what should have been out number 1, but that'll be an error on Shaylee Hisley. And she
actually, it was Holly Bauer coming over from second base there.
Holly Bauer. Right.
Yeah, error on. You know, just took her eyes off the ball a little bit. Otherwise, a nicely fielded play there by Snowflake. Didn't look like that caught him off guard too much at all with that bunt. Should have been an out. And that's going to be an error here early on the Snowflake Lobos.
So that'll put Jessica Padilla on first base and bring up Sandra Felix as she fouls off the first pitch.
Breckley coming out and pitching with some good velocity, good placements on the pitches, and see what kind of trouble she could give these Shamrocks here. This is Sandra Felix. Sandra Felix batting.
And Jessica Padilla will take off to steal second base. The throw's in, but not in time as she slides in and makes it safely to the bag.
Felix batting .439 on the season, so she's a hitter that they'll have to watch out for. She looks quick, too.
So we've got a runner on second base. No outs. 1 strike as Felix will lay down a bunt as well, but it's going to roll off foul on the third base line. No balls, 2 strikes on Felix. Make that 1 ball, 2 strike. So here's the 1-2 pitch from Tanner.
Nice changeup.
Changeup down the middle is drilled out into the outfield. It will fall foul.
Yeah, nice battle there by Breckley Tanner and the batter, Sandra Felix. She's got a changeup, and the batter just couldn't wait on it quite long enough, and kicks it foul down the third base line.
1-2 still to count to Felix, and the pitch. Inside pitch is hit back up, soft grounder to the pitcher mound. Will throw the out first, put Felix out at first, and that will advance Jessica Padilla over to third base.
Yeah, Padilla doing a heads-up running there, just watching to see where the fielder was going to throw it, and they throw it over to first. Advance the runner, but there are 2 outs now. Nice shot there by our film crew, Breckley Tanner, pitching for the Snowflake Lobos tonight.
So that'll be 1 out on the board.
Oh,
First
wow.
pitch in to Mattis is swung on and missed for strike 1. We got a runner on third base, 1 out. No balls and 1 strike to Mattis.
Mattis couldn't catch up with that one. Mattis is batting .373 on the season. She's a senior.
And the 0-1 pitch from Tanner is in. Mattis squares around a bunt, but she pulls back. And Stratton, catcher for the Lobos, will check the runner over at third base, but not throw it down. That'll be 1 ball, 1 strike.
I really don't know what she's going to do with that bunt, unless she's, of course, going to push it back towards the third baseline because.
And she does square around a bunt. This is back up to the pitcher mound. Interesting turn of events here. And they will throw out Jessica Padilla at third base. They're looking for a sacrifice bunt, it looks like.
My bad. We only had 1 out, so that you can see what they're trying to do there. A little bit of
pitch from Tanner inside for ball 1.
Nice little desert breeze starting up here tonight in for our field number 4 here, it's actually blowing in, so it may affect these balls not being able to fly very far. We saw a home run in the first game that we were here. Oh, wow.
And the pitch is foul off straight back, almost in, it looks like, did that hit the umpire?
Yeah, it hit him in the head. So, but he's tough. He's right back in it.
Well, these guys don't make the big bucks for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. We're right here. For those of watching our video feed, we're the 2 glowing people in the back there.
1-1 the count, and there's a line drive.
What a
It'll
shot.
blip over the second baseman for a base
She's
hit.
going 3.
And as the runner runs around to third base, the throw is not in time, but great hit by Sandoval will advance grounding all the way over to third base.
Yeah, Coach Madison Miller getting a little aggressive on the from the third base coaching box, actually bringing her player over to third base on that, is bringing Kayla Browning to third base. So we got runners on first and third here with 2 outs.
Aggressive base running as we have a scoreless scoreboard so far. So,
well, that brings up to the plate Emily Rowlison. Rowlison with an opportunity here to get an RBI and break open this game. Rowlison is hitting .298 on the season.
Runners on first and third for the Shamrocks, 2 outs, and the pitch in is hit. Hard grounder up to shortstop is missed by Johnson. Will get out in the outfield, and that's going to bring around Kayla Browning to score. And advance face Sandoval to second base.
Unfortunately, you got to give an error to Chandler Johnson on that one. It was hard hit, but I mean, it didn't take any bounces, and it just went underneath her glove there. So that's going to break the game open right there with the first run for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks, taking a 1-0 lead here. Bottom of the second.
Jessica Padilla to the plate for the Shamrocks, still 2 outs. And runners on first and second. She squares around to bunt, but pulls back and makes contact. High pop fly in the outfield will be fielded by Kaylee Thomas, center fielder, and that will retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, 2 left.
All right, you're clear for 60.
Catholic 1, Snowflake 0.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there.
Mofford Sports Complex here. Blake Murchison backstop side, Ron Everingham as we kick off the top of the third inning. And as we do that, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind everyone that when it comes time to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And as we saw, totally spacing on the name here, the out that was made to end the last inning from the Lobos.
Yeah, it was the right fielder there.
Center fielder, Kaylee Thomas.
Yes.
Made that great catch, and that was a Black Diamond Auto Glass catch, and we forgot to mention that earlier. And they bring out 2 installers to every job, and they reminded us to use 2 hands making the catch, and she did that. And so we do have 1 run on the board so far here for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
Number 15 for Yuma Catholic is going to be coming into the game, and that's Hernandez. She's a sophomore, Natalie Hernandez.
So who does that put us on second base for then? So we'll get the update.
Check the rosters and we'll see what's going on.
Defensive substitutions for Yuma Catholic. Moving from second base to the pitcher's circle is number 15, Natalie Hernandez. And now playing second place in the third batting position in place of Alyssa Matus is number 2, Mia Sterenberg.
So that'll put Mia Sternberg on second base. For the Shamrocks, as Natalie Hernandez takes the mound. Top of the third inning, bringing the Lobos up to the plate again is Chandler Johnson, number 12. And we do have one run on the board for Yuma Catholic. In the last inning, they scored a run, so 1-0.
Well, welcome back our stream audience. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It's warm down here. We think our truck, our computer in the truck got a little too warm and just shut down, and so hopefully you're able to wait, and we're technicians are working hard to get everything reorganized. Again, bringing you these sights and the sounds of this softball game.
1-1 on the count to Johnson. No outs here in the top of the third inning as the Lobos take the plate. 1-0 is our score as they trail to the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. And here's the 1-1 pitch.
Wow.
Inside corner, called strike 2.
Yeah, maybe a little inside, but you know, this umpire's been pretty consistent this game.
1 ball is 2 strikes. Sorry, he's on the count to Johnson. And the windup from Hernandez is in, swung and missed on for strike number 3. She'll run down to first just in case, but
what a pitch. Got her with a little bit of an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Just a nice pitch.
Now batting left fielder number 4, Riley Hensley.
Sophomore.
Riley Hensley to the plate for the Lobos. 1 out.
Riley Hensley batting .321 on the season, tries to bunt her first pitch there. She's going to go down 0-1 in the count.
In the last several at-bats from Hensley, we've seen some great ball movement. Changeup's in, waited on and hit out into right field, but that will be caught by Faye Sandoval, the right fielder. And that is a Black Diamond Auto Glass fly ball. As Black Diamond Auto Glass reminds you to use 2 hands, as they use 2 installers at every job. Black Diamond Auto Glass.
Wind kind of swirling, picking up and coming up and dying out. I'm surprised that the outfielders haven't had any problems catching the pop-ups this game.
Thomas will hit in play.
Safe.
A grounder over to shortstop, and it's thrown, but not in time as she outruns the throw.
Yeah, that's a base hit there for Kaylee Thomas. Thomas, just a real speedster, getting down there quick. And even though it was a soft hit to the shortstop, Padilla, but Jessica did a good job fielding it, but just couldn't keep up with Kaylee Thomas as she got down the base path really quick.
So 1 runner on, bringing up Stratton to the plate, and Kayla Browning for the Shamrocks will check the runner, Kaylee Thomas, over first, but she slides back in.
Yeah, looks like Browning's not afraid to stand up and throw it around the base paths, keep those runners in check.
2 outs, 1 runner on.
Oh, nice changeup.
And 1 ball, 1 strike to Stratton.
You know, it was an interesting pitching change there to go to Natalie Hernandez there for the Shamrocks that early in the game when the other pitcher really wasn't. It wasn't like she wasn't performing, but maybe a strategic move there by Coach Miller.
And it's contact's made. It's a bloop over to second base, and Mia Strenberg will field it nicely and make the throw over to Emily Rowson to make out number 3, and that will retire the side. We'll take a quick break here for the bottom of the third. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
And welcome back to Rose Mofford Sports Complex here in Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening and watching Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7, iTalk106.7.com.
Blake, I just can't let this go any longer. This bumper music tonight's been amazing. We just want to thank Mickey for that.
Well, I tell you what, Mick Dog has a great choice.
Yes, he does. Little Echo Tribe. What's that? Is that back from the 90s or what?
Well, they were a world famous band.
Yes, I'm sure they were.
Back in the early 2000s, actually.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up Sandra Felix to the plate for the Shamrocks. They're still up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third, and she'll swing on and miss for
the high heat, baby. You know, unlike the Shamrocks, I don't see Snowflake going away from Breckley Tanner unless something disastrous happens.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Tanner.
Oh, foul ball.
It's inside. She squares around a bunt, and I think she would have taken that away, but it was too inside for her, and she makes contact, probably accidentally on that one, Ron, it looked like. But nonetheless, that'll be strike two.
Yeah, she bunted it straight into her face mask.
0-2 the count to Felix.
Sandra Felix is batting .200 on the season, so she's only played in 15 games.
Next pitch is fouled up off out of play behind the backstop. 0-2 still the count. Felix is 0 for 1 on the night. She had a ground out in the first inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Tanner. Nice changeup right down the middle, but Ump's going to call it a little bit high for ball number 1.
Ump's asking the crowd to quiet down. He's not taking it tonight.
1-2 the count to Felix, and here's the pitch. High fastball, that'll be ball number 2. And you know, Ron, although Tanner's not the fastest pitcher we've seen out here tonight, she has quite a repertoire of pitches that she mixes in.
Yeah, she does a great job.
2-2 count, pitch is high for ball 3.
Been clocking her on and off tonight, about 53. We saw in an earlier game a girl throwing 60, 63 or so. But Breckley doing a great job. There's a nice shot by our camera crew.
And here's the full count pitch. A swung on and bloopers made out towards the pitcher mound. Tanner will field it and throw it over to first base for out number 1.
Nice play there by Breckley. I kind of wondered if, you know, she might just let that one see if it would go foul, but she picks it up. Picks it up and gets it down to first base.
Second baseman number 2, Mia Sterenberg.
Brings up Alyssa Mattis to the mound.
You can see some of the wind there on some of the girls' hair. It's just kind of swirling around a little bit.
Actually, that's not Alyssa Mattis. Correction, that would be number 2, Mia Steinberg.
Yeah, Mia, she's a junior. She's batting .212 on the season. This is her first time up to bat tonight.
So swung on and miss for strike number 1. 1 out, no runners on base here in the bottom of the third inning. As Steinberg turns around to bunt, she will make contact, but the ball will roll foul off the third base line.
You know, Jessica Neff there on third base, she had that one all covered anyhow. As soon as she saw, you know, the batter squaring around to bunt, she was rushing in. She would have had her.
0-2 the count to Sterenberg. And here's the pitch. Swung on and hit, but foul ball into the dugout side fence on the right, first base side.
A little behind that one, fouls it off.
Score is still 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Shamrocks on top. Pitch is in and swung on and missed. Almost a rising changeup.
High heat, baby. I don't know. Was it a changeup?
It looked like an off-speed pitch anyways.
Well, whatever it was,
it worked.
The batter totally whiffed. Is that what you call that, a whiff?
Yeah, I think
swinging
so.
strike 3. Yeah, whatever.
In junior high baseball, we used to call that. Should bring up Josie Hernandez. And she'll make contact, a blooper right over the second baseman. That'll be a base hit for Hernandez as it falls just past second baseman Hallie Bauer.
Yeah, Bauer, you know, would have had to have like an over-the-head touchdown catch there to be able to catch that one. But, you know, nothing hurt with 2 outs there. Now we have a runner on first base. You just need to concentrate on the batter.
Brings up Brianna Wiley to the plate. She's 0 for 1, struck out earlier in the game. And the pitch hits the inside corner, and the ump's been calling those all night, as we've seen. So that's strike number 1.
Stratton doing a good job behind the dish, getting up quick and threatening to throw it down to first base, keep the runner on tight.
So 2 outs, swung on and missed.
Now that was
Wiley.
a changeup.
That was definitely a changeup.
She probably could have reared back and swung again, but she chose not to. Can you do that? Yeah, it's
Well,
probably
I guess if
frowned
you miss
upon.
again, would that be 2 strikes and 1 pitch?
Yeah, I think it would be. That's some. You see, you don't get that commentary on other stations.
And
That
the 0-2
kinda
pitch
insight.
is.
Wow, that almost looked like it went fair.
I'm not sure what the call on that one was.
Foul ball.
Oh, foul ball, okay.
Want to welcome in our listeners. We're the bottom of the 3rd. Yuma Catholic 1, Snowflake Lobo 0.
And she drills it. Wiley will drill it up the center for a base hit. And Snowflake does a good job of getting the ball back in, but the ball's also overthrown at third base. But no harm done, no additional harm done. Runners are on second and first.
That was a great hit right back up the middle. She timed that out perfect. Great job. And here on a little 2-out rally, it's going to bring up to bat number 15, Hernandez. She's a sophomore. She's batting .469. This could be a danger point here for the Lobos.
And she does make huge contact. It goes deep right field. And that will be over the fence for a home run shot by Natalie Hernandez. Huge shot just like that, Ron.
Yeah.
The score advances quite a bit.
Well, again, we just said moments before that hit could be danger, and sure enough, you know, wow, that's not great.
Hernandez will go in for a possibility for the straight line drive of the game. And that'll clear the bases, putting the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks on top 4-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. We still have 2 outs.
Now batting the pitcher, number 14, Caleb Browning.
This will bring up Caleb Browning to the plate.
Hernandez of 3-run shot to right field.
Browning 1 for 1, had a single earlier. Shot between shortstop and third base, and here comes her first pitch. It's called strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit, hard grounder to third base.
Wow,
fielded,
what a throw.
Fielded by Jessica Neff, had a little bobble in there, but she recovers and throws just a bullet over to first base
Neff with
to
an arm.
retire Caleb Browning, and that will retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Sheldon Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Show Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. And as we start off the fourth inning, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start off your college education, you choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College.
Yeah, that's also brought to you by most of the parents in the White Mountains.
That's true.
You know, you save a lot of money when you do that.
Right. So here we are on top of the fourth inning, and we've got a score of 4-0. A low-scoring game, yeah.
Just like that, and you know it can happen quick in these playoff games. Snowflake is going to have to start hitting the ball now, down 4-0 here with that 3-run shot by Hernandez was huge for the Catholic Shamrocks.
Jessica Neff will step up to the plate. She squares around a bunt, but pulls back as the ball is thrown outside in the dirt for ball one. Neff is 0 for 1 on the afternoon, the evening so far. And here's the pitch. He squares around a bunt again, but the pitch is high.
You know, you can hear from our field mic there. The girls doing a good job of communicating, just like every other sport. You know, they're hollering out bunt so that everybody knows. And the wind's picking up and swirling here, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays.
Pitch is in again outside, 3-0 the count.
Plays out in this game, and actually the way the wind's blowing, that home run shot to right field, probably did get some wind underneath it heading that way because the wind's cross-cutting the field here.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's high for ball 4. That'll put Neff on first base with a walk.
If you're Snowflake, that's what you want to see happen. You want to get your leadoff batter on first base.
So no outs, 1 runner on first base. That will bring up Hensley to the plate. She's 1 for 1, had a single into up the middle earlier in the game. Here's the pitch to Hensley, high inside for ball 1.
You know, even if so far the Lobos haven't been able to get on the scoreboard, so it's just important to get a run on the scoreboard, you know, start heading in the right direction here.
And the pitch from Hernandez is called strike number 1. Great pitch.
I don't know. It was a good pitch. I don't know that I would have swung at that one either unless she was going to take it to right field, but that was a little bit on the outside of the plate.
Outside, yeah. Outside corner. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hernandez. Low inside for ball 2. Neff still held up at first base. No outs here at the top of the fourth inning as the Lobos look to get something started here to answer the call of a 4-0 deficit. And the pitch high for ball 3. This is a different scenario than we saw from Hernandez coming in last inning, Ron.
How so?
Pitching?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't see her walk anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, oh, nice
and
hit.
She'll make contact, a blooper over second base, and that'll advance.
Oh,
no, I'm
wow.
sorry. They still make the force out to Neff as she was held up.
Yeah, you can't fault Jessica Neff. I mean, what do you do in that situation right there? If she runs, she could get doubled up. If it was one of those balls that was hit, it could have been caught, but it did drop in there, and so she gets the right fielder does a good job there. Sandoval throwing it over to second base to get the force out. Kind of a weird one, but you can't fault Neff on that one.
No, you have to tag up. It was a blooper hit, although it did fall as an actual base hit. It wasn't an error on anybody. So first pitch to Bowers, high for ball 1.
Nice heads-up play there by Faith Sandoval to not just field the ball and get it in, but to actually be thinking that she could, you know, get the runner out of force at second.
So 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Nice
changeup by Hernandez is called strike as Bauer watches that across the plate.
It's so important that, you know, at this level, these pitchers, they're not overwhelmingly fast, but when they can change the speeds and keep the ball heading into the strike zone, it's a big deal because it's super effective on the batters, keeps them on their heels.
1 runner on for the Lobos. Here comes the pitch, and Bauer drills one into right field, but it is caught. Just happens to be a perfectly placed ball into the glove of Faith Sandoval for out number 2.
Yeah, she did drive that one, but unfortunately she drove it right to the right fielder's glove on a pop-out.
So Hensley will be held up at first base. 2 outs now, and that'll bring Hallie McCray to the plate. She's 0 for 1 on the evening. And here's the pitch from Hernandez, a changeup outside for ball 1.
Got a nice crowd here from the Snowflake Lobos coming down to support the girls. And so I'm sure some of you guys are listening back home. We want to welcome you into our broadcast, and some others were able to make the journey down here to the desert.
Hernandez pitch in high for ball 2. 2-0 the count, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. We have one runner on for the Lobos. That's Shaylee Hensley, first base, and the ball's dribble grounder up to the pitcher will be played over first base for out number 3. That'll retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Shola Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholaFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk106.7.com. As we enter the bottom of the 4th inning here, the Yuma Catholic varsity Shamrocks softball team is on top 4-0, leading the Snowflake Lobos as they trail in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bringing up to the plate, Faith Sandoval,
Bottom of the 4th inning.
who's 1 for 1 on the evening so far, hit a single out into right field earlier in the game. Breckley Tanner still on the mound for the Lobos. And Tanner's thrown 48 pitches this evening so far, 37 of those being strikes. Here comes the pitch, and it'll be high for ball 1. Want to know the count to Sandoval. And the pitch will be low and inside for ball 2.
You know, we're in the bottom of the 4th here, Blake. You know, how long before you kind of start to begin to run out of time for the Lobos?
And the pitch is hit, blooper over to shortstop, and that will be nicely fielded by Chandler Johnson as she picks up the out for out number 1.
Now batting the first baseman,
It's a nice shot there by our camera crew of Chandler Johnson, if you're tuning in online, number 12.
Bringing up Emily Rowlison to the plate. She's 0 for 1. She did get on the base earlier, though, by an error. And the pitch is in. Popped a fly ball.
Might be trouble.
Deep second base, but the second base, was that the second base?
Yeah, Holly Bauer.
Holly Bauer will go out and make the catch.
I thought she might have trouble with that one, Blake, because the wind, it's kind of swirling here, and that almost popped up high enough and a little bit difficult, but she did a great job fielding that ball.
So 2 up, 2 down. Just what the Lobos need right now, defensively speaking, and we'll bring out Jessica Padilla to the plate for the Shamrocks.
Nice
First pitch is in. She squares around to bunt, pulls back, but watches strike 1 across the plate. And Padilla is 1 for 2 on the evening with a bunt fly out earlier. So we've seen her bunt already this game, Ron. She just squared around. Let's see what she does here. And she does square around to bunt. She'll place one down, but it goes right back up to the pitcher. And just like that, 1, 2, 3 will retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk1067.com and iTalk 1067. We'll be back shortly.
Over to Holly Bauer. We're out.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the
Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Moving on to the top of
You're
the
listening
fifth
to high
inning,
school
leading off for
softball presented by
Snowflake,
Show Low
pitcher,
Ford on
number
iTalk
one, Beckley
106.7
Tanner.
KNKI Pine Top Show Low and on 102.5 a Kopaniki communication station. As we kick off the top of the fifth inning here, Lobos still trail to the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks 4-0.
Well, we talked about just a little bit, Blake. How much time do the Lobos have here to make something happen? It's creeping along in this game here, top of the fifth. With this only being 3 more times at bats, and so Lobos have to make something happen here pretty soon.
As Beckley Tanner's at the plate, watches 2 balls come by, 2-0 the count to Tanner. Tanner's 0 for 1 on the night so far. Pitch in is grounded over to second base, and Mia Sterenberg will make the play over to first for out number 1.
Hernandez over to Emily Rollinson, 1 out.
That's a 4-3 out if you're scoring it on your card.
Shortstop number 12, Chandler Johnson.
Bringing up Chandler Johnson, shortstop for the Lobos to the plate, 0 for 1 so far on the evening. She made a great play last inning, defensively speaking.
Yes, she did. She's got a lot of balls hit towards her tonight.
And the first pitch is a wild pitch thrown into the backstop for ball 1.
It's coming right at us. We didn't even flinch.
Maybe we said, what did we say, Ron?
Yeah.
Did we say something bad?
I don't know.
Want to know the count to Johnson. And the pitch in the dirt for ball 2.
It's a nice changeup, but it was just trailing off low.
And Ron just getting some fan mail here, just some texts in. I mean, just short of another
From
day at
all
the
over.
office, but we want to give a shout out to Jimmy May, one of our fans out there.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing tonight? Thanks for tuning in. Being one of our best fans, you might say.
Pitch in high, 3-0 the count to Johnson.
If anybody else wants to text in a message to Blake, just text in at 928-555. Just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, you can go on our YouTube page there and send us a chat. We'd love to hear from you guys, everybody listening from all around the world. It's a broadcast.
And Hernandez climbing back into the count now, 3-2, fills the count up with a couple of strikes watched by Johnson. So 3-2 the count now. 1 out, top of the fifth inning. Lobos still trail 4-0. And the pitch in, a wild pitch though, will send Johnson to first base.
We're starting to see Hernandez with a little bit of control problems, and this isn't the time of the game when you want to have that. It's really advantageous to the Lobos to be able to put some runners on, but Hernandez is going to have to focus here.
Bringing up Riley Hensley to the plate. She's 0 for 1 so far in the evening. Got a runner on. Wild pitch thrown. It hits the backstop, and that'll send Chandler Johnson to second base. And Caleb Browning will not make the throw as Johnson was already over to second.
Natalie Hernandez seeming to have something specific going on with her pitching. She's throwing them all outside across the batter's box there towards our area.
And the pitch in called strike 1. So the 1-1 the count to Hensley.
Natalie Hernandez, a sophomore for the Shamrocks.
Hensley will square around to bunt, but she drops it just right at the plate for a foul.
Yeah, that looked like it was a hit and run on Blake. The second baseman was running.
That's true, yeah.
And Looked like they were trying to make something happen, maybe to get that runner down to third base.
I thought that was a joke. I was trying to
no.
do a courtesy laugh. And Hensley will put the ball into play. A blooper over just past the center second base, but this is going to catch Johnson in a run down, and she's thrown out going over to third base. And in the mix-up of it all, Hensley will make it around to second. So interesting.
You know, I'm not quite sure what Johnson was doing there. You know, it was clear that that the defense knew what was going on, and Johnson just kept sneaking that way. I thought she had done some good base running up to that point, but then she just kept fading like she was going to sneak over to third base, and Yuma Catholic just on the ball, and Hernandez over there at third catching the ball and tagging her out pretty easy. So maybe, you know, some poor base running there by the Lobos. I understand being aggressive, and they certainly do need to get aggressive with the bat, but the base runners are so precious at this point. So that gives Yuma Catholic 2 outs.
That's right. So we do still have a runner on second base. Riley Hensley is on second, and Yuma Catholic's going to take a quick timeout and have a meeting over at the pitching mound.
We're going to talk it over. There you can see Nicole Stratton talking to number 2 Kaylee Thomas, giving her some instructions. And I would like to mention that that was good base running on Riley Hensley's part, because even though there was action going on at third base, she was savvy enough to get on over to second.
Pitch in is drilled over to the third baseman, but caught in the air by Josie Hernandez for out number 3.
Josie Hernandez with a look what I found look on her face.
Wow. Well, that'll retire the side here. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
And welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide iTalk1067.com as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning with Yuma Catholic Shamrocks still on top 4-0 against the Snowflake Lobos. Bringing up Sandra Felix to the plate, number 7. She's 0 for 2 on the night with a couple of groundouts so far. Breckley Tanner still on the mound for the Lobos. Delivers pitch number 1, and Felix will hit a blooper fly ball into the outfield for a base hit. And that's over to the right field side. Putting Felix on first base and her first hit of the night.
Number 2, Mia Sterenberg.
It's going to bring up to bat number 2, Sterenberg. Mia Sterenberg, she's a junior.
So no outs here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Sandra Felix on first base. Sterenberg up at the plate, squares around to bunt, and she will lay down a bunt to third base. Fielder's choice throws it over to second for the force out, but does not make the throw in time as Felix already made it to the bag, so everybody's safe on that play. I don't think any errors made, but just good base running by the Shamrocks.
Yeah, I think that was well played. It's an infield base hit there.
Third baseman number 10, Josie Hernandez.
Fielder's choice. She chooses to throw down to second base, and Noelle Stratton's no doubt going to ask about some interference, but I don't see it. I mean, it looked like Chandler Johnson was on her side of the bag, so her side of the bag, and it looked like the runner, although she didn't slide. Now, she could probably make a case that she should have slid, but See what we have there. We got a great view of our umpire talking with Coach Noelle Stratton, trying to figure that out, and we'll see what gets decided. And she lets him off the hook.
It looks like the call will remain the same. Still no outs here, bottom of the 5th inning. We've got 2 runners on for the Shamrocks. Runner on first and second, bringing up Josie Hernandez to the plate, who's 1 for 2 on the evening so far. Here comes the pitch from Tanner. High fastball for ball number 1.
No outs here, so another dangerous spot here for the Lobos to be in, down 4-0.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Tanner. Swung on and hit deep. Fly ball to center field, but it is caught by Kaylee Thomas for out number 1, and she gets the ball back in, keeps the runners held up at the bases. That's exactly what you want if you're the Lobos right now.
Yeah, that just totally froze the runners. There's nothing they could do because they would have got doubled up if they had tried to run, or they would have definitely got thrown out. They would have tried to go after the catch.
Bringing up Brianna Wiley to the plate, 1 for 2 on the evening so far. 1 out now, bottom of the 5th inning. She squares around to bunt, and then she'll rear back and hit the ball. It is a force out at third. And number 3, Jessica Neff, will field the grounder and make the force at third for out number 2.
Nice play there by Neff, just to be heads up enough. Well, you know, we talk about it all the time, but you know what you're going to do with the ball when you get it, and she knew right away that she needed to turn and get to third base as quick as possible for the force out. Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to score a run.
And Hernandez ends up hitting a double.
Nice shot by Natalie Hernandez going to right field on a single, but a fielder's choice on the throw in there, deciding to go home, and she ends up taking advantage of that. But just what a shot there by Hernandez.
Bringing a run around to score, making the score 5-0. And still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bringing up Browning to the plate, who's 1 for 2 in the evening. She'll have strike number 1 come in. Ball's fouled up out of play for strike number 2.
Just
and another foul ball by Browning keeps the count at 0-2. So we still have runners on second and third base for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2 the count to Browning, and here's the pitch from Tanner. Swung on and hit, blooper in the infield, but it will roll backwards, foul again. Interesting, you saw the bottom spin on that ball, Ron, as she hit the blooper. An infield hit, but the players kind of keen on that situation, watching as that backspin took it off foul.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do.
Oh, 2 the count to Browning, and the pitch hit on a blooper over to shortstop and fielded nicely by Chandler Johnson. That will retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk 106.7.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, and iTalk 106.7.com. Local sports are also brought
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce.
And welcome back to our TV viewers. You're watching and listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com as we kick off the top of the 6th inning here. And as we start at the top of the 6th inning, Ron, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College.
Yeah, so we come into here, we'll see what kind of defense the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks continue to provide. As number 15, Natalie Hernandez, just being a stud this game with a home run and a hit and pitching. You know, she's played quite an amazing game. She'll be definitely in the running for our player of the game.
That's right. Bringing up Shanae Stratton to the plate. She's 0 for 2 so far on the evening for the Lobos. And Lobos looking to get something starting here with only one more inning of play left. And they didn't, of course, in these playoff games, Ron, you have designated home teams based on your seeding. Stratton will square around to bunt, but doesn't make contact and will be called for strike number 1.
And Natalie Hernandez, only a sophomore.
0-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. High and outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Stratton.
Lobos here with basically 6 more outs to make something happen and not been able to put anything on the board yet.
Changeup is hit, blooper over to shortstop, but it'll actually deflect off of Jessica Padilla's knee and go all the way out to deep left field. I mean, that was a tough situation. I don't know if I could call that an error. I'm not sure how to call that, but that was a fieldable ball for sure, but it hit the kneecap of Jessica Padilla, and you saw it just deflect off.
Yeah, and she's going to take a little bit of a break, talk with her third baseman there. And you know, that seems like that would hurt.
Yeah.
Going off the knee and that far out in the field. So a nice heads up running there by number 10, Shanae Stratton.
Bringing up Jessica Neff to the plate. And it was interesting, Ron, just before that I gotten some viewer feedback that anything can happen in a game like this. And there you go.
There you
have a weird situation where a grounder, a fieldable grounder, he gets hit, and it gets hit off the kneecap, ends up causing a double.
I think that's definitely classified underneath anything.
That's right. And again, Natalie Hernandez will go up in the count against the batter. 0-2, no balls, 2 strikes against Jessica Neff. Neff a strikeout and a walk so far this evening. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and hit. Grounder up the middle.
Oh, wow. Now that could be some interference there.
That looked like it might be some runner interference. And they are going to call it. Interference on Shanae Stratton, running from second to third, gets it.
You know, that's interesting there. It's the runner's responsibility to not make contact with the defense. And so, again, some poor base running there by the Lobos, and Coach Stratton's going to go ahead and go out and have a talk with the field umpire to try to see what's going on. We'll try to get a shot of that for you as Stratton talks with. So again, some disappointing play there by the Lobos, and it's going to give us one out here with one runner on first base.
And again, yeah, like we were saying earlier, the Lobos get runners on, and unfortunately some running errors and things like that happen. So that'll bring Hensley up to the plate. She hits a grounder over to shortstop.
Wow.
But it's they make a fielder's choice over to second.
Wow. Shamrocks are
ball,
falling
overthrow it
apart.
again at third, and this will bring around Jessica Neff all the way to home plate to score the first run of the game for the Lobos, and bringing Hensley all the way around to third base on a couple of throwing errors.
What just happened? The Shamrocks just kind of lost it right there, throwing the ball all over the field. And umpire's going to talk to Coach Stratton again. Figure out what's going on. I have no idea.
Now batting second baseman number 6,
Anyhow,
Allie Bauer.
back at it. So it's going to take our score to 5-1 nonetheless with 1 out to go here. Lobos got a runner on third base. Shaylee Hensley, third. She's going to
ball's overthrown, and here comes Hensley to the plate, but she is not going to make it in time. And Kayla Browning will chase her down, back down the third base line and tag her out.
We talked about this last week. I think it was Winslow that did such a good job of knowing how the ball was going to come off the backstop. And, for these players by now having played here for 2 weeks, the base runners should know that ball, there's not much space here between the plate and the backstop. Here we see catcher Kayla Browning, in some sort of pain. We'll get some shots there by our camera crew. We'll hope for the best there for Kaylee. I don't know if she's got a cramp or something, but Kaylee, having just made that great play there. Kayla Browning. Sorry for all of you who are tuned in from Yuma Catholic fans.
And you can see the coaches out there trying to work on her leg, it looks like.
And I didn't see what happened, Blake. Did you? It looked like just a clean play off the backstop. Maybe she got hit on where it was her contact. And for those of you who are tuning in, online, you can go onto the YouTube. You can actually rewind it and check it out. We don't have that ability right here, right now. But so we're not quite sure what happened. Might have been some contact.
And you can see there one of the I don't know if it's a team
trainer. Got a trainer. She's in a lot of pain, so maybe we ought to take a break and let them work things out.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass.
And welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball. iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We took a quick break there as Kayla Browning, the catcher for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
She ended up turning her ankle, and so we were able to go into the dugout there and tape it up. You look at her right ankle. She's still limping on it a little bit, but she's going to go ahead and try to keep going in this game. But you know how it feels when you roll your ankle. And same catcher there. You can see her. She's just fighting through it there with her ankle.
Did we have a pitch? We did have a pitch, the ball, because she ran her down. Yeah, we had the pass ball.
So Kayla Browning, catcher for Yuma Catholic Shamrocks, is staying in the game, and she's got her ankle taped up. We'll see how she can handle it.
Well, tough cookie there. Hallie Bauer at the plate. She'll foul one off, bringing the count to 1-1. We still have 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. No runners on base, and a score of 5-1.
I will say this, Blake, if they can lay down bunts that are supposed to be fielded by the catcher, that's going to be a real disadvantage for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks, because I don't see her getting out of that box very quick.
And the pitch is fouled off again by Bauer back into the backstop. So 1-2 the count now to Hallie Bauer. So if you're just tuning into the game, 5-1 is the score here at the top of the 6th inning. Yuma Catholic on top. The Lobos, 5-1. 2 outs in the top of the 6th, and 2-2 is your count to Hallie Bauer. And here's a 2-2 pitch, is hit up to the shortstop. Will be fielded nicely by Jessica Badia and thrown over to first base for out number 3, and that'll retire the side here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of the high school softball, iTalk 1067, worldwide, iTalk1067.com. As we enter the bottom of the 6th inning now, the Lobos still trail to the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Something's got to happen quick, I know, for the Lobos. Or
yeah, like something's got to happen real quick. Like they need 3 outs quick, and then they need to, go up to their last at bats and make something happen. But for right now, Faith Sandoval for the Shamrocks is up to bat. She's 1 for 2 on the night. She's got a single and a fly out. We want to take a moment and give a shout out. If you're tuning in, you're watching all these amazing pictures. We want to say thanks to our cameramen, Jacob Shriver, Dylan Smith, Kiara Smith, Parker Everingham in the outfield, and Zoe Paxson working in. And our technical director tonight is the very one and only Camden Smith. He's in the truck.
Wow.
So, we bring out the best for these playoff games, and, anywhere you're watching, you can just appreciate the quality of the video that's coming across.
And the pitch is hit up the middle just past Breckley Tanner, and that'll be a base hit for Faith Sandoval.
Nicely fielded there by Kaylee Thomas to get it in quick, but with no outs, you know, Snowflake really can't afford to allow another run because it's 5-1, and 4 runs is hard enough to overcome. So Snowflake's going to have to really button down here.
Bringing up Emily Rallison to the plate. 0 for 2 in the night so far. 1 runner on, no outs. Here comes the pitch from Tanner. It's high. Will be fouled off the third base line side for strike number 1.
You know, it's kind of fun. We get to listen in our left ear in the cue of just all the hard work that it does take to actually put on the video production, all the, you know, the commands that you're going across the waves to tell camera people where to get the shots, and the camera people doing a great job with shots.
Rallison squares around to bunt, lays one down to third base. The out will be thrown and made at first, but that will advance Faith Sandoval as a sacrifice bunt.
I think that's the second time we saw Jessica Neff tonight just throw a dart over to first base for an out. Jessica Jr. this year. Up to bat is Jessica Padilla. She's 1 for 3 tonight.
And she squares around to bunt, but then will pull back and watch a strike come by and hit the outside corner for strike number 1. Faith Sandoval on second base, runner for the Shamrocks. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch from Tanner. She squares around to bunt, will pull back and swing and hit a fly ball blooper out to center field, and is fielded by Kaylee Thomas for out number 2. Runner is held up at second base.
Nice routine catch there by Kaylee.
Sandoval remains at second. Now batting the center fielder number 7, Sandra Felix.
So now up to bat is back to the top of the batting orders. Sandra Felix, actually number 2 batter.
First pitch is in the dirt from Thomas. So we've got Faith Sandoval on second base.
Faith, there's a nice shot of Faith from our camera crew.
Felix up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Tanner.
Wow.
Heat in the outside corner for strike number 1.
Couldn't see it, but our catcher, Shanae Stratton, hopped to the outside of the plate to frame that one up, and that Tanner threw it right where she had it framed up.
We've seen that again from this combo before. Felix will put the ball blooper up into play up the middle, and it will get past the infield for a base hit, advancing Faith Sandoval around to third base.
Well, that was an unlikely base hit. It was like a little blooper that almost hit right on top of second base. It's going to take the runner that was on second base over to third is Faith Sandoval. And we got a runner on first and third now.
Still 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, bringing up Mia Strenberg to the plate. And the pitch is in, hit, pop up, foul territory, but first baseman will slide over Shaylee Hensley, make the out for out number 3. That'll retire the side. Score still 5-1. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 1067 KN. This.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, Rose Monfort Sports Complex here. You're listening to Show Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk 106.7.com as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Right here, Ron, score 5-1. The Lobos trail the Shamrocks here in the top of the 7th, and they're the designated visitor team here, so this is it.
This is it. Let's set the stage. This is a big or go home now for the Snowflake Lobos. Season's on the line. They got 3 outs. Top of the 7th. They're down by 4. They need some bats.
First pitch is in. Called strike looking from Haley McCray on the outside corner.
McCray with 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout looking and a ground out.
And the pitch outside for ball 1. Having a couple of technical difficulties tonight with our graphics. So if you're tuning in or you're watching online, score is 5-1. Top of the 7th inning. No outs thus far, and Haley McCray's up to bat.
McCray batting .402 on the season here before coming into this game, and so definitely a batter that could cause some damage. But we've seen this a lot in our games this year. You know, not a home run's not going to do any good. We just need some base runners here to get back in this game.
2-1 the count, and McCray will swing and miss for strike number 2. 2-2 the count now. No outs, top of the 7th inning. Lobos trail 5-1. Pitch is inside, hit, popped up in the infield,
good.
Back to the pitcher, and that'll be out number 1 as Natalie Hernandez makes the catch on the mound. Actually, Ron, is that a new pitcher?
That's number 12.
That is a new pitcher.
So we got number 12 coming in to close up. That's Mattis. She's a senior. Snowflake with 2 outs left on the season. If they can't make something happen, this is it. Breckley Tanner with a big swing and a miss. Top of the 7th inning, this is it. 5-1, Lobos trail.
1 out, 1 strike on Tanner. Here's a pitch. He swings around to bunt. Squares around to bunt, but it'll roll off foul on the third base side.
That was close. Again, we talked about it a little bit ago. If they can get Kayla Browning having to come up out of that box quick after having turned her ankle, that's possibly a smart move. But Lobos need some runners.
And
strike
Tanner,
2.
Fast runner at
she
that.
Is.
And the pitch inside for ball 1. Top of the 7th inning, 5-1 is your score. Yuma Catholic on top of Snowflake Lobos. 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, is low in the dirt outside for ball number 2.
It's been a beautiful night for softball, and once that sun went down, we were able to cool off just a little bit.
2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch, is popped up, back behind
playable.
the catcher. It will end up hitting one of our bystanders almost.
That'll wake him up. Get him.
So still 2-2 the count.
Way to use your head, Nate. Almost.
And the pitch from Mattis fouled up again off and out of play.
Ball's flying everywhere here. We're on this diamond. If you can see from the camera angles there's 4 fields here situated right next to each other, which is kind of nice, except for there's always foul balls flying everywhere. You gotta have your head on a swivel around here.
1 out, 2-2 the count to Tanner. Here comes the pitch. Is going to be outside for ball 3, which will bring us to a full count.
It almost looked like Tanner was expecting to get punched out on that one, but she lives another bat, another swing.
As Tanner battles through this at bat, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, high fastball and missed.
Wow. Well, Breckley Tanner is probably not how she wanted to wrap up her season here as a senior, but she took a cut at it, a good cut at it, and they're down to one out here.
Great pitch by Mattis. So 2 outs on the board, and this is it. Like Ron said, there's only 1 out left to play with. Brings Chandler Johnson up to the plate, and she'll watch strike 1 come in. As the Lobos trail 5-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch swung on and hit. Foul ball territory, playable but not in time, as Josie Hernandez, third base, runs over to make the catch. Great hustle by Hernandez, but just not quite enough time to get there. That'll bring the count to 0-2, 2 outs to Chandler Johnson. Alyssa Mattis thinking she's one strike away from advancing on to the semifinals here.
And everything's went well for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks tonight, and come out, get the bats going. And
fouled off again as Johnson fouls off to the first base side, but not playable. Johnson 0 for 1 on the night, strikeout earlier in a walk.
Again, we want to thank our camera crew, our youth that came with us from Sholo High School, and we have some other youth, some youth from Blue Ridge High School and some youth from Shadow Ridge High School.
Pitch low in the dirt for ball 1.
On the cameras tonight, Jacob Shriver, Dylan Smith, Kiara Smith, Parker Everingham, Zoe Paxson, and our technical director tonight, Camden Smith, in the truck.
And pitch, blooper, pop fly in the infield will be fielded by Jessica Padilla, and that will do it here in the top of the 7th inning. As the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks were on top already, they're the designated home team, and that'll end the game. The final score of 5-1. We'll take a 2-minute break here, Ron, and we'll be back here with a couple of highlights from the game.
Let's do it.
You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to High School Softball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopeniki communication station. As we watch the game go by, retiring the game in the top of the 7th inning, the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks on top 5-1, advancing on to the semifinals and ending the season for the Snowflake Lobos here in Phoenix. Ron? We've got a couple of reads that we want to talk about today. One of them is the Beeler Orthodontics straight line drive of the game. And of course, Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. And Beeler Orthodontics bringing our straight live drive to the game today.
Let's just get straight into it right there. You see her on the camera. That's Natalie Hernandez right there. She's going to get our straight line drive of the game there. And it's none other than the 3 home run shot that she had with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd to go up 4-0. She broke it open. And so we want to congratulate Natalie there. And we're going to we're gonna bring her back in a little bit. I have a feeling so.
That's right. And so congratulations to Natalie Hernandez, straight line drive of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile, which Ron brings us over to Deemer's Glass, smooth as glass play of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. And Ron, who did you have pegged as Deemer's Glass player of the game?
A play of the game happened right off the bat at the top of the first inning there to keep nobody on base was Faith Sandoval. She was our right fielder there for the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. She gets our play of the game. Just an amazing. They're early in the game. I mean, we were 0-0, and it was a tight game, and every play mattered a whole lot. And so we would congratulate Faith Sandoval with an awesome running, kind of diving catch there in the top of the first inning to keep nobody on base.
And if you're watching our live feed here on live streaming, you can see the emotional end to a great season by the Snowflake Lobos.
This is what it's all about, high school athletics here. I've been a part of a lot of these. Every game, unless you're a state champion, it ends with a loss.
That's right.
You see there, Coach Stratton does a great job there with her players, and so some great shots there caught by our camera crew. And it's always, tough when you're ending a season and some of those relationships that you've built over the years, are coming to an end for the seniors, and so that's what it's all about. It's what those are great life lessons.
That's right. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back. Don't go anywhere. We still have the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game to announce. Right after this break, you're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
And welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Rose Mofford Sports Complex here as we wrap up this round of the quarterfinals against the Snowflake Lobos and the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks, with the Shamrocks on top, 5-1 final score in the top of the 7th inning. And Ron, that brings us now to our Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. The player of the game is brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And so, Ron, this is a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, really.
Just a player that shined, and go ahead and talk a little bit about who our player of the game is.
She shined the whole game. She had our straight-line drive of the game, and she pitched. She pitched for a lot of those middle innings there. I think we had her from the 2nd inning up to the 6th inning pitching, and did a great job. And we mentioned earlier a 3-run home run shot, and also a single with 2 outs to go to score a run in the bottom of the 5th to take the score to 5-0. So we had Natalie Hernandez. She's a sophomore, number 15, with an amazing game tonight. She gets our player of the game. She was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, and she did a great job. And so we want to congratulate Natalie Hernandez on a great job tonight, and she earns here in this Elite 8 game our Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. Congratulations, Natalie.
That's right. So the player of the game, of course, brought to you by Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, and that is best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain. Go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And Ron, a couple of mention from some of our other sponsors tonight: Subway, Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Heber, and Sholo, Ski Resort, Northland Pioneer College, Summit Regional Medical Center, Beeler Orthodontics, Deemer's Glass, the Indian Pine Resort at Honda, Octopus Car Wash, and Black Diamond Auto Glass. For Ron Everingham, this is Blake Murchison, Phoenix, Arizona. We're calling it as the night. Thanks so much for tuning in. You're listening to iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com, presentation by Sholo Ford.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports. This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 1067, KNKI Pinetop, and iTalk1067.com. Local sports are also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com. This is an iTalk 1067 Sports exclusive. Local sports are on iTalk 1067 and online at iTalk1067.com. Local sports is presented by Sholo Ford.
The 40, the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Cougars. Kicks it out for Reisdorf. Reisdorf got the three.
Fastball grounded to third. Backhanded fair ball thrown home.
It's a fair